bit of a studio session this time round, I think, and it's the track that I was working on via headphones, and I had to go old school like what I had done before I had the studio, and these are the headphones that I used. Hey guys, hope all is well. Yeah, this one is a bit of a studio session this time round, I think, and it's the track that I was working on. Finally got round to getting the mixes done, so that's I've got a vocal mix, a dub mix, and the instrumental. I've got another mix planned, and so I'll try and squeeze that in somewhere along the line. But yeah, this is a little project which came along from one of my friends, Philip White, a gospel artist. He had an R&B gospel track and wanted another flavour, another mix to it. So yeah, I've been working on that. Had a few problems, unfortunately, not so much with the track, but had it in the studio, and I mean, this track, I think I had about 60 tracks running. Don't know what happened, but Pro Tools said no and crashed, and I don't know why. And every time every time I tried to bring it back up, it kept coming up with an error. I don't know what that error meant, and I thought, okay, this is weird. So I launched it on my laptop, and that worked fine. So I thought, okay, this is Mac specific, mini Mac specific. And my MacBook Pro works fine, which is interesting. So I ended up having to edit the mix via headphones, and I had to go old school like what I had done before I had the studio. And these are the headphones that I used. Prestige Series SR60E, Grado Labs. Right, they're not expensive. I can't remember the price. If I look it up, I'll put it up in the. put a link up. But these are my all-round headphones. These are like my NS10s. They just, for high frequencies, mid, not so much low on the low end, but they do the job. I've also got Sennheisers here, just for, these are my DJ headphones, or my anything headphones. I just chuck them in, plug them into the drum machines and all the rest of it, and they do the job. I've also got, for final mixes and just listening generally, Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro 250 ohm. Nice. And then I've got Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro 250 ohm. Amp is needed. And so I've got it running through the preamp at the moment. I found this at the hardware, bought them, plugged them in, and thought, why aren't they working? I actually thought there was something wrong with them. Sorry guys, I'm not a headphone expert. That's the one thing I'm not. And I didn't realise you needed an amp. Anyway, I had a little mini amp and it just wasn't very good. In the end, because I could plug it into my Scarlett, job done. So it's plugged into the back of my Scarlett as an output, so I can leave them there and just have a listen. Nice sound. Nice round sound. But these are my go-tos. If I don't know, if I've got my laptop and I just want to go around and just hear the sound, then it will be these. Not necessarily good for listening to the final product of a track, but for if you're doing tracking purposes, if you want to hear the little nitty nuances and gritty, you know, just the little bits in sound, these do the job. I don't know why. I think I came across them a few years ago, and someone said about these, maybe in the video, I don't know, I can't remember now, but I bought them and they work, and just for me anyway. I tell you what, tell me what your favourite headphones are for tracking, for whether you use them for mixing or not, or what headphones do you guys use out there? I'm curious. I actually want to know, because if there are other headphones which will be worth looking into or getting, then I'll look into it and I'll dig them up. So yeah, let me know. But these are mine. These are the ones I like, and yeah, they work. So they're going back in my bag and going home, because I leave them at home. I don't leave them in the studio as such. I just brought them down because I wasn't sure if my Mac Mini was going to work, but I think it just needed a good reboot, as in I plugged the whole thing out, brought it home, was going to work on it, realised that I need to work on the mix rather than fixing the Mac Mini or looking at the Mac Mini, so I didn't even power it up. Brought it back to the studio, plugged it in, and Pro Tools seemed to work. So I don't know, glitch in the matrix, as they say. But this was what I was using to do the mixes last night. And so I wanted to hear what the final sound is. So I had to come in, I plugged my Mac Mini direct into the speakers, and the mixes sounded alright. I haven't actually done that much to it. I mean, I had a plugin which, for some reason, I've got a plugin what works in the studio, what doesn't work. I think it's because I've got different accounts. I've got a studio account and I've got my own personal account for the plugins and just for separation. But I think I've got plugins on my laptop which I haven't got here, which I need to sort out. But yeah, the sound, once I disabled the plugins and swapped them around a little bit, the sound was fine. I didn't have to do too much to it. Slight tweak on the levels and that was it. So yeah, job done. Yeah, this is for Philip White, gospel track, and called My First Love. Shout out to DJ Mr. J, who hooked this project up, and no, not that I didn't know Philip, but told me about a track that he was releasing, and said he needed a remix, so it's come my way. Yeah, shout out to DJ Mr. J, thank you very much. DJ Mr. J's also got a channel out where he's talking about R&B and soul DJs who are from the UK, and he's basically doing features on DJs at the moment, and sort of like the history of soul and R&B from a DJ perspective in the UK, and who are some of the originals and the founders, pioneer DJs in the UK. More from a London perspective initially, but I'm sure you'll be reaching out to people in and around the country and stuff like that. But yeah, good, interesting series. Anyway, yeah, so this is Philip White. Good mix. This is my project for this week, so I thought I'd do a video on it. Just got a loop running at the back in the moment at the main track, and just having a quick play around before I send it off for mastering. I'm not going to master this one myself because I've lived with this track for a little bit too long. I've had it for a few weeks, actually, a couple of weeks, and I've heard it enough. So I want someone else to master it for me. Probably Audio Animals. They're my go-to people at the moment. And yeah, I don't want it. They tend to do a nice rounded mix. I don't want it peaked out all over the place like some of the mixes that I hear where it's just loud. It's not this kind of track. Anyway. So I'm holding these headphones up. You're getting a good advert, Grado Labs. Alright, guys, please hit like and subscribe. Have fun this weekend. Keep making music. Music is an outlet, so have fun with it. Anyway, guys, see you later. Bye.